Okay, so claims and counterclaims. Nothing new. You guys have been doing these since fifth grade now. And I just want to start here. What is a claim? Okay, so in your text box, in that box that popped up on your screen, what is it? Let's come up with the definition right now. A claim is what? Okay, so looking at these, I'm seeing a common theme running through these. A lot of you are talking about writing, which is perfect because there are several different types of claims. There's a claim where it's like, I claim this land for England. But then there's another claim that deals with writing, and a lot of you are using the word argument, or like you tell somebody something. It's a statement that evidence supports, I think somebody saw. It's a message that you're trying to get across to somebody. Somebody has something about a statement and proof, so going back to evidence. And all of those are 100% correct. Okay, this one we're talking about argument. And this is the definition that we're going to use, okay? So whenever we do an essay or whenever we talk about an argument, or if we ever, I don't know, figure out how to do a virtual debate, I think that would be fun. And we're talking about writing claims and defending claims. We are talking about arguments, okay? And a claim, it's defendable. And a good claim is going to be nuanced. And as eighth graders, we're going to work towards doing nuanced claims. And I'll talk about what nuanced means here in a little bit. But the biggest part of it is you can support it with evidence from a source. I can go on a website, or I can open up a textbook and I can find a statistic or a fact or a piece of evidence that just supports my argument. Now, I'm going to bring these two guys back, because if I have a claim, but I can't support it with evidence, then I'm just yelling. Then I'm just going, you're stupid. No, you're stupid. No, you're not. Yes, it is. No, you're not. And that's getting you nowhere. That's just almost tiring. It's annoying. It's like, okay, we get it. Your favorite color's pink. And the thing with that is, if it doesn't have evidence to back it up, it's never going to get solved. Like I would say a couple of the presidential debates leading up to the election got to the point where they weren't even arguing anymore. They were just yelling at each other. They were just trying to tear each other down. They weren't talking about evidence. They weren't supporting anything with evidence at some points. At some points, it just is like, oh my gosh, okay, really, we get it, okay. And good debates, good arguments, good writing, it needs that factual support. Think about it like a table. Your claim is the top of the table. It's a thing that if you wanted to, it could become a platform for you to stand on. Don't recommend it. We're not saying stand on tables. Just going to throw that out there. But if I give my claim supports, if I give my claim pieces of evidence to support it, then I get different legs on my evidence, on my table. And if I get strong evidence, the legs on my table are strong, and I would be able to stand on it and be able to proclaim my argument on top of this table. And the more evidence I have, that's the more legs I have on my table, and the sturdier my table becomes. So think about claims and evidence like a table. You want to be able to support it. You want it to be able to stand on its own and be strong. And that's where these two things of defendable and nuanced come in. So we're going to also start simply just by looking at, well, what are claims? Can we identify claims? So looking at the statement on the screen, capital punishment is unjust because it strips humans of their right to life. What would you underline as the claim? Looking at this, where is the claim? Where's the argument? Okay, I've got a couple people. One person underlined the whole thing. Couple people have underlined it strips humans of their right to life. And then I've got other people underlining the first part. Capital punishment is unjust. Okay, it is that first section. Capital punishment is unjust. That right there is their claim. The stuff behind the because, the other stuff that some of you guys underlined, that's their reason. They've started bringing in evidence into their claim. So capital punishment is unjust is what they're going to tie that whole paper back into. It strips humans of their right to life is just evidence. I guarantee you that's what their first body paragraph is going to be on. That's their topic. Okay, let's try a second one. You should always keep the doors closed, or keep the door closed. Sorry, read it correctly. Because of the wood's ability to absorb sound waves, you won't hear the train. So, same thing. Where's the claim? Where's that should statement? Where's that we need to do this statement, that argument? Ladies and gentlemen, I can see what you're doing. Please take this seriously. Okay, yeah, once again, it's not the whole thing. It's that first part. You should always keep the door closed. That's the claim. The because is the reason. Because of the wood's ability to absorb sound waves. Reason, evidence. That's what the second part is. But the first part is the claim. And then last one. I can get away with doing less work because I'm talented. Which part of that is the argument? It's the claim that they're making. Okay, keep in mind what we said about the past ones. Everything behind the because is reason, it's evidence, it's not the claim. So the claim is I can get away with doing less work. The I'm talented is the reason, it's the evidence. It's the first thing that they're going to use to support their paper. Good. Okay. So now we're getting into this idea of nuanced. When you're younger, claims can just be defendable. They can just be, I don't know, I can get away with doing less work. And that's fine. And it's a good claim. And I'm not saying that it's not a good claim. Nuanced claims are great claims. If you can get a claim to be nuanced, you're doing the right things. You're doing your job well. And what nuance means is it's specific. It acknowledges the other side. So, looking at this picture here, it's all about perspective. Every topic that you can argue is going to have at least one other side, if not more. One side sees, oh, it's a 6. The other side sees, no, it's a 9. But you can't just ignore the fact that the other side doesn't exist. And the way that you can do this is simple. Like, let's say, well, in-person versus online schooling. Let's do that. So if we were writing a paper about in-person schooling versus online schooling, it could be something as simple as While some people prefer to go to school in person, online schooling has the benefit of being less detrimental to your health, period. Great claim. It's defendable. It's solid. It's specific. And that first part, I'm just acknowledging them. I'm just giving the other side just a little nod. I'm letting my reader know, yeah, I've done my research. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. While some people may prefer to do this, although some people think this, you don't have to talk about them a lot. You just give them that little nod of acknowledgement and you've got nuance. You've got that nice, good, rich claim that shows that you've done your research. You know what you're talking about because you've thought about the other side. You know, okay, I'm seeing the 6. I know the other side sees a 9, but I'm going to defend my 6 because I think my 6 is right. And then you back that with evidence. And you spend the entire paper backing it with evidence. And then you go back to the rebuttal and you kind of tear down the other side a little bit. Not ever calling them rude things or things like that, but you're just saying, yeah, they think this, but it's not necessarily the best way to think. And that's where good debate comes in, and good argument and good discussion. It comes in that nuanced interaction. And then the biggest piece of it, it's defendable. Okay, you can't do a debate over the grass is green, the sky is blue. Because who's going to argue against you? Except for somebody who likes arguing. Well, no, it's not. It's brown right now because it's winter. It's normally green. It's a fact. It's a statement. Arguments need to be something that is supported with evidence. It's defendable. And somebody else is going to try to argue against it. And claims are different from opinions. A lot of times when I ask students what is a claim, they'll say, oh, it's your opinion. And that's not necessarily wrong because your argument can be what you think. But opinions are not defendable. Like, my favorite color is blue. That's my opinion. Are you ever going to convince me that my favorite color shouldn't be blue? No. I think Mrs. Davidson's talking to me. What? An action word! Sorry. So, going back to what I was saying before Davidson yelled at me, you can't change opinions. Okay, I know I've talked about how I don't like marshmallows. I can't stand marshmallows. I hate them. The texture is not pleasant to me. I mean, it's sugar. Nobody's going to dislike sugar, but it's the texture. I don't like them. And you're just not going to be able to convince me otherwise. And then I tell people that and they're like, what? You don't like marshmallows? That's ridiculous. They're great. It's opinion. You're never going to convince me. I'm never going to convince you. And we're both going to have reasonings behind it, but it's not going to change because it's opinion. So what could be some words that can be used to tell opinion? Opinion type words. Can anybody think of any? Okay, good. Right off the bat, 3 of you typed, I think. In my opinion, good, better, awesome. Okay, somebody type favorite. Oh, these are great. Believe. There's another good one. Ooh, maybe. Yeah, so all of these are opinion words. And here are some more. There's just words that we want to avoid if possible. Like bad. Oh, don't ever use bad in a paper, especially in a claim. Oh, marshmallows are bad. How can you measure bad? Same thing with good. How can you measure good? They're words that are just so opinionated that you're never going to be able to support them. Use better words. Don't use bad. Use harmful. Don't use good. Use healthy. Use beneficial. Use I don't know, contributes. Okay, now, best and worst are some opinion words where you can use them, but you have to do specific things with them. So, like if I was going to say marshmallows are the worst, that's not good enough. But if I say marshmallows texture is the worst texture in foods, now I've got something connected to it where I can dig deeper with it. I'm not just saying, oh, it's the worst and I'm leaving it alone. I'm tying it into something deeper. And I can use best if I'm like comparing a couple of things. So like if I say of all of the subjects in the middle school, English language arts is the best when it comes to giving you life skills. So what am I going to use for evidence? I'm going to find life skills that you need after school, in your jobs, as an adult, and I'm going to compare it to history. I'm going to compare it to science. I'm going to compare it to math. And that evidence is going to come deeper than just, oh yeah, ELA is the best, and just leaving it there. You have to go deeper with it if you're going to use words like these two down here, best and worst. Now, I know a lot of your teachers in the past have had you use I think as a way to start claims. I'm going to say this right now. Do not start claims with I think, because it's not helpful. They are opinion words. I think takes a nice claim and it automatically makes it an opinion. So what we're going to do is this. This is going to be our topic, and I want you guys to actually write a claim. Okay? So think about this. And I think this phrase, I think, is fine when you're in the thinking process. That's why this is in a thought bubble. When you're pre-writing, when you're thinking, when you're planning, it is totally okay to use I think. So just start by going, okay, cell phones in school. What do I think about this? Where's my stance? I think. Okay, so let's take some time right now. I think. What do we think about cell phones in school? Make a claim and start it with I think. We're going to pre-write right now. And we got 10 minutes left, so I'll keep an eye on the clock. Okay, so some people have said, I think that phones in school are okay as long as they stay inside a locker during class. I think cell phones in school is a good idea because if something bad happens, you are able, I'm assuming they're going to say, to get in contact with parents. I think cell phones in school is a great idea. I think it is a bad idea to use phones in school because you will get distracted from doing your work. I think there is no reason for students to have cell phones in school. Cell phones should be in school because I don't want to get bored. I think that cell phones are okay if they're kept off inside a locker in case of emergency. Good. So in the pre-writing phase, this is just a great way of getting your thoughts moving, just like you guys are right now. It can make you think. It can make you go, well, how do I feel? Because there are times, like especially on like state tests or like ACTs or SATs, where you're asked to write and you might not be excited about the topic. You might absolutely think the topic is boring. Like a couple of years ago, some of my kids on the air test had to write about light bulbs. That was their essay prompt. They had to write about compact light bulbs. They hated it. They're like, that was the most boring topic I could have ever written about. And I'm like, yeah, but you got to do it. And so using a phrase like I think is a great way to get that thought process started. But like I said, it makes it an opinion. And if I were doing a debate with you and I was your opponent, the first thing I would do, I'd be like, oh yeah, you think that? That's nice. Well, here's some facts for you instead that aren't opinions. So the first thing that's going to happen when somebody sees I think, they're going to go, oh, okay, that's an opinion. That's not fact. That's not evidence. So what I want you to do is this. Before I hit the next button, copy your whole claim after the I think. Okay? So like, let me find one for an example. So like one of these says, I think phones in school are okay as long as they're inside a locker during class. However, I also think that phones should be allowed at lunch, starting at phones in school. Okay, copy it. And I want to show you guys how different this is going to look when you actually start writing. Okay, so take some time right now. Highlight everything after the I think. Control C to copy. And if it doesn't let us copy, then I guess you'll just have to retype it. Sorry, guys. Okay, so now we're going to get into the writing thing. So when you start writing, all you have to do is get rid of the I think, and you have a great claim started. So in the response box, paste it. And if you accidentally kept the I think, get rid of it. Just look at how much better that claim is without the I think. Yeah, like look at this one. There is no reason to have cell phones in school. That is powerful. Okay, and you can even add some nuance on that. You can even go, while cell phones are fun, comma, there is no reason for students to have cell phones in school, period. So strong. That is awesome. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of opinion words in these. So maybe change out the okay, change out the good. Okay, so like I'm looking at one right now. Phones in school are okay as long as they stay in a locker. Maybe change it to harmless. Cell phones in school are harmless as long as they stay in a locker. Something that's better than good. Okay, bad. Let's go past that. We're 8th graders. Let's use better language than bad, good, okay. So here's another one I'm looking at. It's a bad idea to use phones in school because you get distracted from the work you're doing. Let's just shorten that. Let's just say cell phones in school would cause students to get distracted from their work. We don't need bad. So I don't know whose this is, but yeah, that would be so much stronger without the word bad in it. So just cell phones in school would distract students from doing their work, period. Boom, love it. Okay, so looking at opinion words, using the drawing tool, circle the opinion words. And if we did this yesterday, it's fine. It's okay, we'll redo it. It's not a big deal. If anything, it's better practice. It's more practice. Okay, good. So we did talk about this one. Yeah, I think is the biggest opinion word or phrase out there. Putting this on a claim automatically makes it an opinion. And then greatest. If that's just your opinion, that's fine. But if you want to do an actual claim, tie it into something. What about John Green makes him great? And you can change it just by going, John Green is one of the best authors for character development. Simple, easy. And then how do I defend it? Well, I compare his character development to other authors. Compare him to your J.K. Rowling's, compare him to Shakespeare, compare him to other authors. Looking at character development. And then boom, I've got evidence, I've got a claim. Okay, another claim. Cats are bad pets. Circle the opinion word. Yeah, bad. So you can't measure bad. That's part of the problem with it being an opinion. Well, what constitute as bad? I mean, there's some people that would say dogs are bad pets. Not everybody is a cat person, and not everybody is a dog person. So pick something. Pick something that's measurable. Pick something that's defendable. Okay, maybe say something like, cats are less friendly than dogs. That way you can look at behavior. That's something you can defend. You can state your case and you defend it. Okay, and then last one. Cunning and intelligent are two of Mr. Martin's best traits. Where's the opinion word? Yeah, best. If you're not going to do anything with best, that word, then it is just opinion. Now, you could have said something like cunning and intelligent are two of Mr. Martin's best traits for becoming a CEO. Or Mr. Martin was able to become a CEO because his best traits are cunning and intelligent. You're doing something with it. You're connecting it. You're giving it purpose. Leaving it just like this is opinion. It needs a purpose. Okay, so we're going to look at some sentences. So these words in white. You're going to tell me, is there a claim or is there no claim? If there's a claim, underline it. Okay, so let's do this first one together. Twinkies taste better than other snack cakes because of their texture, their creamy filling, and their golden appearance. Well, I see an opinion word, but are they doing something with this opinion word? You just have to ask yourself, you go, okay, are they doing something with better? Well, yeah, they're talking about how it's got a better texture, it's got a better creamy filling. So they're going to compare. Well, I can always find evidence when I compare two things. So our claim would be this: Twinkies taste better than other snack cakes. And it would end right here at this comma. So we're going to underline it. Good. Okay. Now, as we move on, some of these will not be claims. So if that's the case, then just circle no claim. So looking at this one, the sky is blue because of refracted light from the atmosphere. Underline the claim or underline no claim. Which one is it? Is this an argument or is this just a statement? It's just a fact. It's just an opinion. It's not something we can argue. What is it? Hi, Trinity. Thanks for joining us. We are in the middle of talking about claims, so you might have to go back and watch the video. And right now we're looking at arguments. Is this arguable, or is this just, it's a statement, it's a fact. There's nothing really to argue with this. I can't support this with evidence because it's just true. Okay, so let's see. Some people have underlined the sentence. Some people have selected no claim. Okay, it is no claim. Guys, this is just telling you why the sky is the color it is. No, this is not graded. It's just our opening lecture on claims, Trinity. Okay, so the sky is blue because of refracted light. That's just why. That's scientific. That's something you would learn in Mr. Turner's class. And besides, on a normal day, isn't the sky blue? Yes, it can be a dark blue and it can be a light blue, but normally it's blue. Nobody's going to argue against that. Nobody's going to be like, nah, it's green. No, it's blue most of the time. Yes, at sunset and sunrises, it can get into the reds and the purples and the pinks, but overall, scientific fact, not an argument. Okay, next one. The governor has continually done the community a disservice by mishandling money, focusing on frivolous causes, and failing to listen to his constituents. Underline the claim, or is it a no claim? It's just stating a fact. Could people agree with this? Could people disagree with this? Could they, find evidence to support it? Good. So a lot of you are taking it all the way to disservice, and that is perfect. I love that. Because that part is the claim. Okay, all of this stuff after the word by, the mishandling money, the focusing on frivolous causes, the failing to listen, that's their reasons. Okay, the claim is the fact that he's doing a disservice. He's not doing his job. Once again, argument. There could be a side that says, no, the governor's doing fine. The governor's spending money where he needs to spend money. And with having these reasons here, I know where this person is going to get their evidence. They're going to look at money. What is the governor spending money on? They're going to be looking at, well, what causes is the governor supporting? And then is he listening to what his people want? Because that's what constituents are. They're the people that voted for them. They're the people that elected him. Is he listening to those people, their concerns, their hopes, their dreams, their fears? Okay, next one. The Declaration of Independence says all humans should be equal. So the government should strive for equality. Once again, underline the claim, or is it a no claim? Well, just glancing at this, I see one of the claim words. When we did that bell ringer about turning statements into claims, we said should is a great claim word. So which part of this is the claim? Okay, some people are underlining all of it. One person said it's a no claim. Another person said the government should strive for equality. So which part of this is the claim? Okay, once again, we kind of have a mixed reaction. What do we think, ladies and gentlemen? And I know you haven't gotten there in history yet, but guys, when you learn about the Declaration of Independence, do you think you're going to hear something about humans should be treated equally? Do you think that's just a fact? It's a statement? I am telling you right now, yes, it is. When you go learn about the Declaration of Independence in a couple of weeks with Mrs. Davidson, there's actually lines in there that say something like all men should be treated equally, or what is it? Oh, it's been so long since I've had to read it. All men are endowed with inalienable rights, being life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, talking about equality, the claim is the second part, the stuff after the so. The government should strive for equality. That's their argument, the second part of this sentence. The fact that the government should strive for equality. Okay, we've got two more. So let's try to do these quickly in the last 3 minutes or 2 minutes. We're almost out of time. So I can't go home because I don't have a car. What do we think? Is somebody arguing here, or are they just stating facts? Okay, good. Most of you are clicking on no claim, and there isn't a claim here. Now, if this person was saying, I need a car so I can get home, that's a different story. That is an argument. But if they're just telling you, oh, I can't get home, I don't have a car, that's just stating a fact. That's no claim. Okay, then the last one. To show unity, all houses in the neighborhood should be painted a uniform color. Well, I see a claim word. Which part of this is argument? Good. It's the whole part after the comma. All houses in the neighborhood should be painted a uniform color. To show unity is just a reason. To show unity is just, like I said, icing on the cake. It's a because. But all of the houses in the neighborhood should be painted a uniform color. That's argument. Okay, so starting tomorrow, we're going to start practicing identifying claims more, writing claims, trying to get claims to be nuanced and specific. And I will post these slides into your Schoology folder so you can look back on it and you can go, wait a minute, well, what was a claim again? It'll be here for you. Okay, so you can use it on the practice.